All right, day three in Vilnius. I said I wasn't going to film, but everything has its first. And today I went to the first petrol station, gas station, whatever you want to call it. I didn't really want to go there on purpose, but basically I only left the house around 3 p.m. And if you know anything about Lithuania, places that sell lunch generally close around 3 p.m. So note to self and note to anyone who's planning to come here to sightsee and whatnot. Don't go and try and look for lunch at 3 p.m. or even near 3 p.m. Because they're gonna start closing shop and probably won't open until at least 5 p.m. or so. Unless you're in a touristy area, which I really very much am not. But what I did do is I walked to a petrol station, and they had Circle K there. And if you haven't been to Circle K, basically it's a chain of convenience stores. They're very popular back home where I live. And so I wanted to see how different it was to, our Circle K's back home. And, truthfully, I wouldn't say it's actually that much different. Maybe it's just a universal experience of convenience stores. Basically, you can buy your snacks, you can buy your drinks, hot drinks, cold drinks, sandwiches. They've also got pastries there and also like breads and such. So, I was looking for lunch, so I got myself this salmon and egg sandwich, which was pretty good. After that, I also got like a cinnamon roll, a donut, and some hot chocolate because, why not? And yeah, so I sat down to eat, and some like 3 or 4 Russian men were at the table next to me and were talking at about 300 words per second. And then on the kind of radio at the petrol station, they started playing Into Your Arms by Gabrasi. If you remember what that is, I believe that is Gabrasi's Popodomishnoya entry from 2022. You might remember Gabrasi from coming second place in Popodomishnoya 2021, but of course he returned in 2022 with the song Into Your Arms, and for some reason, it was playing at this random petrol station. They didn't really play any more like national final songs, at least not that I could remember anyway, but still it was a really surreal experience, and unfortunately I haven't heard any establishments play Look Delk yet, unfortunately, but maybe that will change. Maybe I'll visit more places and suddenly it'll go Look Delk, dar viena minute, Look Delk, or whatever. So, yeah, that was my experience going to a petrol station. Again, it's one of those not so glamorous things that people vlogging never really show you, but yeah, that was my experience. And then afterwards, I came back and I passed by a Rimi Express. Well, if you didn't know, in Lithuania and probably other places as well, there's this thing where big supermarket chains have different sizes of their establishments. Let's just say the smallest one is often called Express. Like here we have Rimi Express and Iki Express, and then it gets up to bigger. Something like Hyper is the largest in some chains, but for Maxima it's like X, 2X, 3X, and so on. So yeah, I passed by a Rimi Express and I anticipated it to be very, very small, but actually it really wasn't at all. It was actually quite significantly bigger than the Narvesen that we have next door. And even better, it actually opens later into the night as well. So yeah, I went in, I looked at the stuff, and you can see here, I got this Blue Lagoon thing. We don't really have that back home. We have other flavors of the same brand. I think we have mojitos and such, but not this Blue Lagoon. So I'm gonna try it out later tonight when we have more national finals. tonight is Luxembourg, and also I believe MGP. We're gonna have Kaino as well. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, so I'm gonna drink that when we watch the national finals. And speaking of national finals, yeah, really, really chuffed about last night. I'm really surprised that of all the three voting groups, the one that was least tasteful was actually the international jury, instead of the Irish jury, for example. So yeah, we had Go Tobin and Doomsday Blue. I think that's what the song's called. I still can't remember the name of the song. Yeah, Doomsday Blue, Go Tobin. I think those ended up as the top two, which is really, really good. I think it shows that there is actually desire within Ireland, both with musical professionals and with the general public, to have something a little bit more unique for Eurovision. Time will tell whether it will work out, but for now I can say congratulations to Bambi Thug. I think for the limitations of the Late Late Show studio, they did what they could. It was I think it definitely needs some work, but you could say the same with That's Rich, and you're sure as hell we got some really, really good visuals in Turin, and judging by the fact that we got pyro for both That's Rich and We Are One, I think they definitely have the budget to put some staging, some really thoughtful and elaborate staging in for Bambi Thug. So good luck to them on that, and maybe, just like last time Ireland was in Sweden, maybe they can qualify for the final once again. But yeah, I am really chuffed. This is like someone said on Twitter, this is probably the most personality any Irish entry has had since the 90s. So yeah, very, very happy about that. And for tonight, again, this is probably going up after the fact, but tonight I'm cheering for Crick in Luxembourg, and yeah, that's about it. The rest of the national final is kind of a mid-fest, but we'll have to see what happens. Yeah, that's about it for this kind of impromptu preview of the national finals that we're going to have tonight. But for now, I think later I'm going to try to take the bus, because I've just figured out how to use the Trafi app, which is an app you can use in Vilnius to buy bus tickets and such. So I'm going to try to figure out how to ride the bus, and also to maybe visit a Lidl as well. There's a lot of Lidls in here, but yeah, I haven't been to any of those. I've only been to Rimi, I've been to Maxima yesterday, obviously, and I also passed by a few e-keys, but maybe it'll be some more time before I visit those. So yeah, that's the start of this vlog. I didn't really anticipate starting this vlog at almost 5 p.m., but such is life. Yeah, I should probably get a shower as well. Last night I accidentally fell asleep without taking a shower, and yeah, so that is my vlog for day 3 in Vilnius for now. So maybe I'll film something later, maybe I won't. I'll see what happens. Alright, so it's around 9 p.m. or so, and I've just gotten back from Lidl. Now, if you're wondering why there's something on the TV, that's because this is none other than Eurovizija Taškas LT, which is, of course, the national final for Lithuania this year. But back to Lidl for a minute. I went through the thing, and I've had some interesting observations, because at this point I've been to several supermarkets, Lithuanian supermarkets, and yeah, I've had a few observations. The first one is that products tend more likely to be in English, to be labeled in English. This is understandable, because a lot of stuff are actually just from other countries like Germany or Poland, but you also have products that were even manufactured in Lithuania, but actually sometimes aimed for other countries as well. I think I saw this can of stuff which was also marketed for Bulgaria, so that's interesting. So yeah, a lot more products at Lidl are often marketed with English, so that might be helpful if you're interested. And also, the variety at Lidl is so huge. I didn't necessarily find a section called Lidl in the middle, but they did have a thing which said Davo Lidl Gena, or something like that, which is like your little price in Lithuanian. But I didn't really get too much. I'll actually show you what I got right here. Alright, so the first thing I got is this bacon chips, because we've got a show going. This is Angela, by the way, if you're interested. I've got some bacon chips right there, so I'm gonna eat that. And I think this is made either here in Lithuania or just somewhere in the Baltics. But yeah, these are some bacon chips that I got. And I also got some cherry tomatoes right here, some pre-packed cherry tomatoes. Because I need vitamin C, I need some dietary fiber, but I don't have any cooking implements in this hotel room, so yeah, I needed to get something. And yeah, that's kind of about it. But I also got a third thing, which was an ice cream, a caramel ice cream, a pre-packed ice cream cone, and yeah, it was pretty good. I was eating it as I came back, which is kind of ridiculous. I'm breaking all of the Lithuanian social norms. First off, eating stuff on the street, which is weird enough on its own because Lithuania doesn't really have street food, as it were. And then I was eating ice cream at like -3 degrees Celsius outside. So you can imagine that was very cold, but I got through just fine. Somehow, I still am not sure how I haven't had to break out my huge, thick jacket yet, but there we are. But yeah, I got an ice cream. It was pretty good. I got the caramel one, and I might go back for a different flavor some other time. But yeah, that was my trip to Lidl. My first experience at the quintessential Central/Eastern European experience. And now, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna go watch Eurovision Daškas LT and eat my bacon chips, and also watch the Luxembourg Song Contest. So, that's gonna be it for this vlog. As usual, I don't really tend to vlog after the national finals end. So yeah, hope you enjoyed my content. Like this video if you did. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my upcoming contents, which will of course include more vlogs. And I'll see you next time.